Hi, my name is Natalie, and I've been teaching and practicing tantric meditations for the past 10 years. And I work with people who want to figure out their emotional blockages and their mental blockages and want to learn how to work with the sexual energy in a different way. Today I wanted to talk about why men are so horny all the time. And as a woman, when I grew up, that was kind of the concept that I learned at a specific age, that men are horny all the time and all they think about is sex. All they want to get from you is sex. You know, sex is the only thing they want. Yes, maybe some of them want power and money, but they want power and money so that they can have sex with the people that they want to have sex with, or maybe they need money to have sex with specific people that otherwise wouldn't have sex with them, but it's always surrounding sex, and society kind of makes men out to be horny perverts who only have sex on their mind. And I know that's not true. I know that we all like sex, women, men, different people, you know, all human beings in the world like sex, enjoy sex, and have sex. Yes, to create new life and to bring more babies into the world, but just in general, you know, every single human being on this planet Earth is a sexual being and likes sex. So why are men perceived as like horny more than women? And you know, it does have some truth to it, because there are a lot of men who do only have sex on their brain. It motivates them, it brings them to do things in life, it occupies their thoughts and their minds and their emotions on a daily basis, maybe even from the minute they wake up to the minute they go to sleep. It might not be very visible from the outside, it might be something that they just keep inside with themselves, but a lot of men do have sex on their brain all the time, and it does make them horny all the time. And I wanted to talk about it because I understand that a lot of women are angry at men for being horny all the time. I think I was angry at men at one point in my life for being horny all the time, and it came from a place like, you know, okay, sex is fine, but like, what about all the other stuff? What about the emotions, the creativity? What about the connection? What about getting to know each other? Like, why is sex the only thing you care about? And I had this misperception in my head, and you know, it caused me to be very angry at men for this one very specific thing. So I wanted to talk about it today. You know, why are men so horny all the time? Why does it piss us off? And how does Tantra look at this from a spiritual, emotional, and healing perspective? So I'm going to go back to the beginning. We are all horny. We are all sexual beings, men, women, and anything in between. You know, we have sexual genitals. We use them to create new life, and we also use them to experience pleasure and connection and orgasms, which is the pleasure that we want to experience. But we have also grown up in Western modern societies that are governed by religion, because the white person invented religion, if you didn't figure that one out. And religion is religion, which is, you know, a word from army vocabulary. So religion is a way of controlling people, of controlling society, of maintaining order in the modern Western world. Religion tells us that sexuality is bad, and you have to do it only if you're married, and if you do it any other way, then God is going to be angry at you and you're not okay. So we live in this, you know, even if we're not religious, even if we don't live in a religious country, religion does govern our society in the most deepest places, and it's been like that for so long. And we, you know, grow up, and at a certain age, we figure out that, you know, everything we do is cute, and everyone's like smiling at us and so happy about everything we do. We walk, they're like excited. We talk, they're excited. Everything we do as a kid excites the adults around us, until we start becoming sexual, until we start touching our penis or our sexual, genitals. And then suddenly, instead of getting that like, oh, you're so amazing reaction, we kind of get like, oh my God, that's not okay. Don't do that here. So that's where the inner split kind of, starts for a lot of us, I think for all of us. And we start believing that the sexual part inside of us is bad. And if we want to succeed in society, if we want to be accepted by society, we need to close off that sexual part inside of us, not show it to anyone, not talk about it with anyone, and kind of like behave as if it doesn't even exist. But it does exist because it's a natural sensation, desire, feeling, need, and it won't go away. It's not going anywhere. Your sexual desires, doesn't matter how much you repress them, they are not going anywhere. And then you could say that the more that a man closes off and represses his sexual energy in order to fit in society, in his family, in his surroundings, the more he represses it, the hornier he actually becomes, because now he has to hide this thing. He can't do it everywhere. He can't do it whenever he wants. He has to kind of hold it in. He has to hide it, not show it to anyone, not talk about it with anyone. That causes him to think about it more, to want it more, to fantasize more. And then men in society are okay, oh, I'm a proper human being and I have a good job and everyone respects me. But that sexual part inside of him has not gone anywhere, so it's still there. And then he might try to steal stuff like, oh, I'm a respectable human being, but then a woman passes by and she has a cleavage and I'm going to steal a glance at that cleavage and hope that no one sees. And that becomes an addiction, and it becomes something that is very exciting and exhilarating for someone to kind of steal sexual moments from the world, hide it, and even hide it from himself. And if someone catches him, he'll be like, no, I didn't do that. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to do that. I'm saying it comes from a place of pain and repression and not being able to be fully in our power, because the one thing that actually gives us power, gives us energy, is forbidden and needs to be closed off and not talked about. And no one's sexual here, right? We're all okay. We're normal human beings. No one's sexual. And then perversions come up and men feel like they're perverts because they might be okay socially and in their life, everyone accepts them, but the people who accept them don't know how much they are thinking about sex and how they are fantasizing about any woman that they see they're attracted to and how they are masturbating in front of porn for hours. Like, no one knows these things, although everyone does because they're all doing it, but no one's talking about it. And then I'm kind of stuck with myself with this thing, and I feel like a pervert. And the reason I feel that way is because I'm horny all the time, and the reason I'm horny all the time is because it's forbidden. So it's just like the elephant in the room. If I tell you not to think about an elephant in the room, or maybe that's not a good example, but if I tell you not to think about an elephant, that's going to be the first thing you think about. And if you grow up in a society that tells you not to think about sex, not to talk about sex, not to do sex, that's going to be the thing that you think about the most. And again, in a natural environment where sexuality isn't hidden and repressed so much, I don't think men would be that horny or that sexual all the time. I just think they would be like normal, like, you know, yes, aroused if they see something arousing, yes, want to have connection, want to have sex, maybe even want to masturbate, but it wouldn't be such an obsession if it was kind of out in the open and okay to be a sexual being. And we're all sexual beings. And we live in this falseness, in this fake kind of modern society that isn't sexual at all. But then on the other hand, you know, porn is the leading industry online, and sex is used to sell stuff all the time. Sex is used, but only in the way that serves, you know, the society, the financial areas of life or whatever. Like, if it's profitable, they'll use sex, but they'll use it to tempt people and to bring them in. It's not in a healthy way. And a lot of the times it's kind of like hidden. So no, this is an advertisement for perfume, but her boobies are out and you're horny, and then you go and buy the perfume. That's okay. But just to be a sexual human being who likes sex, that's not okay. Keep that to yourself. But you have billboards with like sexual images everywhere, and that is okay. So we live in this world where there are so many dissonances between what we feel and experience inside of ourselves, with ourselves, and to what society teaches us is good and how we should be. And I think that sexual repression, obviously that affects women in a whole different way, and I might make a video about that if it interests you. But I can talk about men from a female perspective. I think the more you close off the sexuality in society, the more horny and perverted the men are going to be. Because it's a natural thing and it won't go anywhere. It's not going anywhere. You can't just close it off. The more you try to close it off, the more you try not to think about it, the more you're going to think about it. And that's why I feel so bad for men sometimes, because this is a natural thing. Like, they shouldn't be feeling so much guilt and shame around something that is so natural. But on the other hand, they want to kind of get along in society. They want to be accepted. They want to feel loved. They want to feel like they belong. So they kind of have to close this part inside of them. And then it comes out as a perversion. And then women with all their judgmental bias come and like, oh, men are so horny all the time. Well, yeah, because, you know, where is the energy going to go? If you just accepted yourself as a sexual being, as a woman, maybe you could accept the man as a sexual being and everything would be okay, and no judgment, no criticism is needed here. We're just all sexual beings, and that is okay. That is a part of nature. So if you're a man and you feel guilty or shamed because you think that you're too horny or too sexual, or you think about sex all the time, or you can't stop masturbating, or sex is on your mind and it leads you in life, I just want you to know that you're okay. First of all, you're not alone. I think a lot of men are dealing with this, and even a lot of women. I think maybe women more, but again, I'll talk about that in another video. But you're okay. Everything is okay. The way to balance this out is, first of all, to accept the fact that we are all sexual beings. We all have sexual genitals. That's how we all came here to life, because two people had sex and got pregnant, and then we arrived. So sex is how we came to the world. Sex is a good thing. It's a pleasurable thing. Of course, it's a consensual thing that, you know, I don't think that if there isn't consent, I don't think someone can enjoy it that much. So obviously it's consensual, but it's a good, healthy, natural thing. We don't have to do it everywhere. We don't have to do it all the time. We don't even have to talk about it all the time. What we do have to do is accept it. Accept it as a part of our life, as a part of who we are as human beings. All animals are sexual. That's how life is created. Even if the plant is drinking the sunlight to grow, that's a sexual interaction. Everything is sexual. Everything is masculine and feminine, and the interaction between them creates new things. There is nothing wrong with sex. Nothing wrong with being horny. Nothing wrong with being sexual. We need to accept it, first of all, us between ourselves. And maybe if each and every one of us accepted the fact that we're sexual beings and we have these desires and these needs, and if all of us do that, maybe society will change. Because I don't think enough of us are talking about it, and I don't think enough of us are accepting ourselves with this thing. I think, you know, we're so busy about being angry at ourselves and judgy that we forgot that it's okay. And if we learn to accept ourselves in those dark, horny, perverted sexual places, maybe it will balance out to a healthier place, and then we will be able to experience healthy relationships, healthy sexual interactions, healthy masturbation sessions without all the shame and the guilt. And to finish off, I wanted to say that in Tantra, you know, we talk about keeping the sexual energy, doing the masturbation techniques and all of that, and it's great and amazing, but as I've said many times before, without doing the emotional and the mental work, I don't really see that there can be a lot of change in a person's life. And a big part of the emotional and mental work is working around issues we have to do with shame and guilt, and how we discovered our sexuality, what we were taught about our sexuality, and the fake and false ideas that we have about sex in our heads. Those are the things that need to change, in addition to the physical changes that we can make in our sexual habits. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you resonate, you know, if it resonated with you, and how you deal with the guilt and the shame. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. I do online sessions with people around the emotional and the mental work. So if that interests you, the details are below. And thank you for watching my video, and I'll see you in the next one.